Hello and welcome to the Godot community. My name is Sahir Dean. I'm the virtual PLC lead for high school 2D art. In today's webinar, we were able to connect with some other educators from across the state of Georgia. They're going to discuss the role of the National Art Honor Society at their school, along with share some ideas for activities, projects, and community outreach. Please take as many notes as you want to and leave comments in the 2D art community once we're done. Enjoy.
Hello again, this is Shakira Bryan from Benjamin Banneker High School here in College Park, Georgia. I have a couple ideas of how you can use the National Art Honor Society to engage your campus at large and then also the community. Idea number one is to use your National Art Honor Society students to beautify the school. Have your chapter revitalize the walls of the school and create inspirational quotes, images, utilizing the school colors, paint the ceiling tiles. That's a great way to create fundraising in order to put money back into the program, as well as to, again, foster a sense of community and school spirit at your school. Another way you can engage community leaders is if your school holds community programs or after school activities where they rent out the space. Always have an artistic display that you can put on the stage, so when dignitaries and other important folks come into the building, they see the work of your students as well. So that gets them inquiring, well, who did this? The work is so beautiful. How can I help? Maybe I can use the money that I have to sponsor a field trip or even some art supplies for your National Art Honor Society.
So having the National Junior Art Honor Society on the middle school level was a really cool opportunity for our artistic students to help build their visual arts community, not just inside the school and inside our art classroom, but also across the whole school. We had an honor society for those really high performing students, but I found a lot of the time that my students that excelled really well in the visual arts room didn't necessarily excel across the board. So this gave them an opportunity to be recognized for their high performance in the arts and their supporting of the arts, made them feel like they had a home with the honor society, and they had to still have good character and do well in the art classes, so they were able to still feel like they accomplished something and they were recognized for that. As for projects, we did a lot of things. For the school community itself, we worked on painting murals in the cafeteria, some, body positive and anti-bullying things. We came up with some really goofy, silly puns for the classroom and not the classroom, the cafeteria. So they were based around food, but also, positive thinking and being kind to others. The kids came up with them themselves. They designed them themselves. I literally was there to give them the paint and help in a few spots, but the kids did it all themselves. So the cafeteria's got a bunch of these fun murals on it. We were doing murals in other classrooms. I taught them how to marble paper and also how to do some typography. So the kids went through and made door tags. So outside all the teacher doors at our middle school, they had like these just boring paper names inside of a plaque outside their doors. So the kids marbled the paper. They did some beautiful hand lettering with their names and their subject matter and their room number, and then they went around and put them in. So when I was there, every single teacher door had this beautiful handwritten, hand-drawn name tag with marbled paper that the kids did. The kids got really into it, and they would walk around the school, oh, I did that one, and I did that one, and they got excited about doing, their favorite teachers. We worked on doing some installations. We did some of the the packing tape casting. So they had a lot of fun working and, wrapping each other in the plastic wrap and then the tape. And then we were putting them kind of around the school. We started off by putting them in funny places, and then we wound up putting them outside, and, they withstand the weather. They really, really enjoyed doing that. And we just basically did projects like that. We always participated in the different community things, like PTSA would have like a fall festival. So the kids would always do like a chalk drawing for them. And we would do signs and banners. We did a whole variety of things. The kids got really invested in it, especially when they saw their work out in the school. A lot of the time our art students are one and dones. They like to sit on their own, work on their own, and then when their artwork's done, they like to hold their artwork and take their artwork home. They don't always get this great opportunity to see their artwork being seen by other students and their classmates and their peers. So it was really awesome to see these kids that didn't necessarily have this great outward presence to be a part of something that they saw that was bigger and a part of everything. And then the kids were like, oh, that's super cool and wow. And I had lots of big plans. I did move schools during COVID. So I have a plan now to start the Honor Society at my high school, which is in the same community. But it's a the kids really get into the projects and things.
And then the other way to really create a student art community, and that's what this is about, is creating a community of students who are invested in being an artist and finding out how you can share artwork, not just with your students in your classroom, but the students in your school and within your community, and giving back to your community through the arts. And that is the main goal of National Art Honor Society. So I've just included a few activities that I've done with National Art Honor Society. One was to go to the Atlanta Beltline Parade, Light Up Parade, the Lantern Parade. The students made lanterns. They spent hours after school playing with tissue paper. I mean, we all know tissue paper is fun, but then they made these lanterns. And then they walked for about 2 miles in a lantern parade, but they did it together as a group, and it was such a cohesive bonding experience. We've also participated in throwdown, art throwdowns at the High Museum at Columbus State University. We've done fundraisers. One of the fundraisers we've done is screen printing. And this was something that we just weren't doing in our classes. So we rolled out the technique of screen printing with our National Art Honor Society students, and we've made that into a fundraiser. And then our last fundraiser that is really big and close to our hearts is for a student who used to be a Riverwood Riverwood student who passed away to cancer. But in the year that she battled cancer, she formed her own charity to help other kids with cancer. And it's through that charity that we have silent auctions, and we sell our artwork and we give back to the community. The community gives us money and it's donated to Team Summer. There's just so many ways that our students can get involved. Sometimes it's just the smallest thing. They just want to belong. That's just it. Art kids just want a place where they belong, just for themselves.
Hi, everyone. This is Drew Brown at Milton High School, and I've been asked today to talk for just a few minutes about fostering a student art community outside the classroom. So here at Milton, we've had a long tradition of having a National Art Honor Society chapter. And when we think about how to start a chapter, or maybe how to revive a chapter that you've had at your school for a few years, I would have just a couple of recommendations. Here at Milton, of course, we're always striving, and with the recent, COVID, stay at home, back and forth, remote school and face-to-face school, we really have had our challenges. So the things that we're doing here, well, first of all, we've always run our chapter with co-chairs, so not with one teacher, but 2 teachers. And so that's a big thing that I would recommend, because you can work together. You can also tag team and divide the duties so that it's a little less work for each person, but you can still have a really robust chapter and great leadership. The other thing that I really recommend is to help your students come up with a great slate for student elections, because you want a strong president, vice president, and the rest of your NAHS executive board. The leadership really is key. Third, rely on the National Art Education Association. They do have a lot of great information online, and since National Art Honor Society is part of the National Art Education Association, it's really great to go into their website and reference their material when you're creating your bylaws or refreshing the information that you have at your local school. So I think that what we do here at Milton really works well. Before every business meeting, we have an executive board meeting. So that would be Lynn Hatcher, my co-sponsor, and myself and the officers. And we sit down and we think about what we have coming up, short-term planning, long-term planning. We brainstorm ideas for activities, and then we bring those back to the meeting. And we also try to get input from the membership. We hash out our dates, we set our calendar, we get a lot done in those executive board meetings. The next thing would be basically about managing the chapter. And I think that one of the biggest things that we can do now is use social media. That's something we're trying to do more and more here at Milton. So you have to have a really strong student who is going to be on top of that social media. Instagram has been a good one for us, trying to get the word out. Twitter is okay, but we notice more students are on Instagram. And also, the student leadership has really been instrumental in getting most of our information put on Teams. So whether you have Teams or Google Classroom or whatever your platform is at your school, I would recommend getting all of your information, all of your files put on that digital platform and allow your students to submit their hours on the digital platform. It's made a big difference for us in organization when we were able to transition from paper forms to the digital, and the students really can keep up with it all now because this is all on our shared Teams site, and it makes it easy for everybody involved. So also moving on from there, I think that activities are something that you really have to think about. How do you create super fun and engaging activities? How do you pull the kids in and get them involved? And so we here at our school try to do that in a lot of different ways. One way that we made it work over the last couple of years is to allow students to earn points at home. They can come up with their own activity as long as it's pre-approved, but we really like the activities where they can pop into the art room, pick up some supplies or a kit, take it home, make bookmarks, make window decorations. There's a bunch of different things that we've done. Bring that back to school and then collect your points. We've also made cards for various organizations for seniors. We've even made appreciation cards for teachers. So the take-home activities work well for the students who are extra busy or during our remote school period. But now the challenge is how to bring the kids back together and to really get them bond together in one organization, because that's really what being part of a student art community means. So we have our monthly business meetings in the mornings, but we have afternoon activities where we get together. We had a holiday party. We're currently planning a field trip for this semester where we'll take the kids. They're deciding whether they want to stick locally and do some galleries and a coffee shop here in Roswell or Alpharetta, or whether we'll go on down to Atlanta and go visit the High Museum and some other great places down there. So we also have done some fun bonding activities, painting our field house football mural. We participated in our homecoming community festival. Our homecoming committee has transitioned our celebration from a local school pep rally to the point now where we actually have a community festival for our homecoming. So our students did the face painting for the festival. They volunteer outside the school at the Alpharetta Arts Center. They've also volunteered for our very own 100th anniversary celebration on a Saturday in October. So there are a bunch of things where they can actually show up and volunteer, where they can make and create, where they can get together and create in our classrooms. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be making a pirate-themed centerpiece for us to take to Tybee Island for the GAEA conference. And so students are kind of excited about that one. And we also have days where they can help us organize and sort art supplies. So that really helps out the teachers. So a plethora of ideas. We love talking to other NAHS sponsors and getting the kids together. So hopefully we will see in 2023 our NAHS conference come back, because I know that the students are really missing that this year. So thanks everybody, and I look forward to hopefully meeting a bunch of you at the next conference. Drew Brown signing off.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you were able to get a lot of great ideas. Please feel free to stop over by the high school 2D art community, ask questions, feel free to share some more ideas that you might have, and just, connect with me and other art teachers. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Sahira Dean, Virtual PLC Lead for High School 2D Art. See you in the next one.